All right, welcome everybody to the Five Kings Motorsports YouTube channel. I'm Tanner Marr. Unfortunately, tonight circumstances have taken my broadcast partner away from me tonight, so instead I'll be up in the booth here solo trying to call the action. We might have drivers jump in and out as we go along tonight, and maybe we'll pull some people in for cautions and stuff like that. But right now we're in qualifying. They got about 2 minutes left before we start the pre-race interviews. Uh, just to talk about the track a little bit tonight. We're at Nashville Fairgrounds. A lot of people know it. This is by far my favorite short track we attend. It's my favorite short track on iRacing. It's my favorite track in real life. I love this track. It's a real historic track. The city of Nashville. I mean, they've tried for years to get NASCAR to come back. They're getting them to come back to the bigger track, the super speedway, quote unquote, but still not back at the fairgrounds yet. They would have to upgrade a lot of amenities, I think, like and stuff to actually get NASCAR to come in, safer barrier walls, stuff. But to go over the track, it's a zero point 0.6 mile of a track. It's got some decent banking. The one biggest characteristic to this track is the bumps. And when I say the bumps, I mean you come out of turn two, you're coming out of turn four, especially in these tour modified cars. You feel that chassis hit the ground, and it will bottom out. And sometimes it can upset the car, other times it can't. It just depends on how it really how you really attack it almost. And you'll see drivers. You'll see many different lanes tonight. You'll see drivers trying to avoid the bump, and you'll see drivers trying to hit the bump to help the car rotate. But it's a risk. There'll be a risk involved. So for our air temp tonight, we got 74 degrees, clear skies, looking nice out in Nashville. This is actually in downtown Nashville. Not a lot of tracks are like that nowadays. Usually, like the Chicagoland track, it's outside of Chicago, and that's just usually the way it is. It's the lay of the land. But the track temp right now is at 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Now don't look for that to go up very much. They got a wind speed to the southeast of 7 miles per hour, so it's going to be a fairly gripped up track. I've heard people kind of say the setup's a little bit loose on exit, so that's going to be something to watch here tonight. We currently got Tyler Catalano in a 64 machine. He'll be starting on the pole right now as it stands, but there's still some heavy hitters behind that will for sure put up a fast lap. I don't know if they're going to put up a 17.468 or not. That's a pretty quick lap, but we shall see. League newcomer Jonathan Tutton, as he's going to be starting P3 tonight. That's another guy to watch out for. And our current points leader, Zach Murphy, in the 19 machine. He will for sure be a driver to watch tonight. As we sit here and wait for qualifying to be finished, I actually just heard that Jason Day in the 52 machine had a computer problem whenever he tried to go out and qualify. His screen blue screened or froze, and that forced him to have to restart his PC. That's a tough, tough break for Jason Day. He was last week's winner in this series over at Crooked Line Racing. We actually, whoever wins the week prior, they have to start at the back of the pack the very next week. So it keeps things interesting. It rewards you to win, but then the very next week you're like, man, why did I win? It's one of them give and take type ordeals. So we'll give him a few minutes to get back, and then we'll go ahead and advance session. I am currently trying to pull up the point situation to see what kind of points battle these guys have tonight, coming into the night. So we're 8 races in right now. Zach Murphy's currently leading the points with 317 points. That's a really good cushion that he has over Jason Day. It's actually a 41 put cushion. And that's crazy to think about because Jason Day actually has 3 wins this year, whereas Zach Murphy only has 1 win. Jason's currently sitting with a 276 points total. And I mean that's a pretty big hole he's found himself in, and that shows that consistency is key when it comes to these league races. And I mean, we got a huge sponsor on board with us with thebuttkicker.com. They are offering a free game or two to the points champion this season. So there's a lot of bragging rights on the line here, of course, and but then there's also equipment at the end of the line too, with a free game or two from thebuttkicker.com. League's also sponsored by McConey Setup Shops. They supply most of our fixed setup races. We might tweak them a little bit to make them more drivable for all drivers. But other than that, they're a fine sponsor. MF Racing Designs sponsors our teams, Five Kings Motorsports. So shout out to Michael Falk over at MF Racing Designs. And then last but not least, us over at Five Kings Motorsports. We started out as five guys that were just buddies racing in leagues, and then before you knew it, we got in a text chat with each other, and somebody threw the idea out. Hey, let's start a race team, and here we are. I mean, we're closing in on 1,000 likes and follows on Facebook, and every like and share, every type of interaction or engagement we get on that page is greatly appreciated. And you can find us at Five Kings Motorsports over on Facebook. Same on YouTube. It's the same on Twitch. Five Kings Motorsports. But let's get back over here to the race now. It looks like we have about a minute and a half left before the race session is scheduled to begin. I don't I don't think Jason Day is going to make it back in, but hopefully he does, where he can at least start on pit road and then try to make up for his losses. I just relayed the message to my racing admins, who are Joshua Sexton, Frank Barbary, Scotty Stevens, Brandon Metler, that they can go ahead and advance session. So they're going to be going to the grid now. Jason Day, last week's winner, he, instead of having to take the EOL to go to the back, instead his computer has a different idea, and he'll be starting in the back regardless. As we see these drivers start to take the grid, I think we have 16 drivers that showed up here tonight. This is a tight track, and like I hit on with them bumps are very, very unforgiving. If you're side by side, double wide, whenever you encounter them bumps, the guy on the inside, I mean, it's a risk. He's either going to slide up into the guy on the outside or he'll make it stick, but it's going to be really, really hard to make it stick. As we see all the drivers start to line up on pit road. As it stands right now, we have Tyler Catalano starting P1 with a 17.468. That's a really, really quick time. Following up on the front row on the outside, it's going to be Christian Pittman in the 8 machine. Jonathan Tuckness, he's a league newcomer, but he's an iRacing veteran. He'll be starting P3. P4 goes to Brad Carpenter. He's another strong contender in this series, along with Ken Zeems, who's starting P5. Matt Sicardo, he had kind of a rough race last week, but he was bouncing back and ended up having, I'm pretty sure, a top 10 finish. That'd be Matt Sicardo. He's starting P6. And then Mr. Second in points, Jason Day, he actually was able to put a qualifying lap down. He would be starting P7, but instead he's going to be going to the back of the field due to being last week's winner. Joshua Sexton, he'll be P8 with a 17.738, followed up by Zach Murphy on the inside with a 17.44 starting P9. Rounding out the top 10 is also another league newcomer. He's raced with us one or two races. That's Jimmy Weaver. He's in the 46 machine. He will be starting P10. P11, P12, and P13 is going to be Dave, Keith, and Thomas Dunn, all respectively. Edmund Jones is P14. Russell Peets is P15. And Greg Smith, who didn't get a qualifying lap down, is P16. Brandon Metler, Scotty Stevens, Frank Barbary, they're all either helping me with the broadcast or they are doing race control. So as we wait for these cars to get the wheels a rolling, I know I'm excited for this 125 laps here at this very historic short track. I know these drivers are too. We got a good group of good looking cars, and hopefully we have a good race. As Scotty Stevens just let me know that the comp caution is flying at lap 60 tonight. The competition caution will fly at lap 60 tonight. So that's going to bring in some tire strategy. It's going to bring in some fuel strategy. As you know, if you've ever raced these tour modified cars, you know they don't take fuel very well. Meaning, when you go down pit lane, if you try to add a gallon of fuel, you might be there for 4 or 5 seconds. Something about the way these cars are set up, me and Zach off of Rebels Racing, and then me and Brandon last week talked about it. Not sure if it's something to do with the rear deck lid or what, but something on these cars makes taking fuel and adding fuel to them a process. So you'll see drivers in the back as this race begins. They'll take fuel in increments. They'll take a gallon here, a gallon there. They're starting to race with 17 gallons. I'm not too sure if they can make it. I don't think they can, but with the right amount of cautions, 2 or 3, it'll be close. As the lights are out on the pace car, Tyler Catalano is about to take on green flag racing as they hit the green lights. And the green is out, and you see Tyler Catalano, he gets a good jump with Christian Pittman on his outside as they come down the back stretch. Ooh, Tyler Catalano, he is breaking loose, but he saves it. What a great job wheeling that car. Brandon Mettler, if you can hear me, your screen is jumping and skipping really bad. You might want to check the live stream. But yes, what a great job to save that car. You see Jonathan Tuckness end up taking over to second place. And one thing I like to hit on, like I've noticed, talked about earlier, ooh, we have a crash in the back of the pack. I'm not sure who that was, but I saw a car going around for a ride, and I'm not sure if other guys got in contact with him or not. We'll have to check the replay booth to see what we got here. I think before the replay comes up, I'm going to make the call that it's cold tires. But we have to wait and see if there's contact involved or what. As our producer Brandon Mettler is currently waiting to pull up the replay. I apologize, folks, for the delay. As you see here, ooh, he just happens to, I think it's them bumps. I'm not sure. I heard somebody come over my ear and say that he just got loose on the apron. Maybe so. But from that replay right there, it looked like those bumps claimed him a casualty tonight. And if I have to guess, if I'm going to put money down, that's not going to be the first casualty we see all night. As we see, he's just going around. Ooh, he kind of clips the apron. Kind of. But I think he was a goner anyways. He just, that back end got light and it just started to step out from underneath him. So if I'm not mistaken, this should be single file restart right here because those drivers did not even complete half a lap. And me being up in the booth, that makes for a long night if that's how we're going to start out tonight. So me being me, I'm hoping these guys settle down. If we see that Chevy Silverado lead these boys around, trying to rein them in, trying to calm them down a little bit. And you know it's at the top of the leaderboard now. Christian Pittman, he's sitting P1. He'll be leading the pack as we come back around whenever the pace car makes that hard left turn on the pit road. Tyler Catalano, he got really loose, and I just heard Christian Pittman, he's taking the top if it is double foul. That's an interesting strategy. The top here, it's a momentum track. It's a little bit different than most short tracks. Me and Brandon called Lucas Oil together last week, and Lucas Oil's type of track where you need to run up high. Here, I kind of prefer the low lane, but it's dangerous because, like as you just seen, the bumps. I mean, they can reach out and grab you just like the wall can, and you got to kind of pick and choose there. And Christian Pittman in the 8 machine, he's going to choose to elect to take the top lane. So I think what we just saw was a product of the bumps and the product of cold tires. And I mean, you have to be easy. I mean, I know these tires, they're huge. These cars are known to have a lot of grip, but when they're cold on a cooler style track, they're not just going to grip up instantly. You got to turn a couple laps and get comfortable with the setup and then get some heat in the tires and you'll be good. As we see the lights go off on the pace car, we will be going back, green flag racing this time back with Christian J. Pittman. He will be your control car in the 8 machine. He's got league newcomer Jonathan Tuckness in the 10 machine, actually showing us a 94 on the side. He will be trying to fight his battle, starting on the inside of Christian Pittman right here. And as you see the field start to bunch up, Christian Pittman elects to go a little bit higher and gets a great jump. Leaves Jonathan Tuckness. Tuckness actually didn't have a great restart himself, but he actually made up for it when he started shifting the gears. As you see, they come around. Everything's looking clean right now. There's still a lot of double file action throughout the pack. As you see, some drivers are electing to. Ooh, we got another guy going around turn 3 and 4. I think there was some help involved in that. As we wait for Brandon to get the replay pulled up, I'm going to go out on a limb here once again before I even see the replay, and I'm going to say that somebody got a little bit of help right there getting turned. I'm not sure who it was that turned or who got help, but it looked as if somebody got a little bit of help right then. Ooh, the 22 just gets on him and does not get off of him. Hits him once and says, "Here, let me get you one more time and get you out of here." And actually collected a few drivers. No major damage, I don't think, from that, but there's some damage. I can see the 22. He just gets in there way too hot, but he made it stick. The 55 of, I think that's Keith Mack, if I recall correctly. Yes, Keith Mack in the 55. I think he just kind of hit the corner differently, and then Dave just kind of rode the center a lot better than he did, and just got in the back of Keith right there, and ultimately sending it around and collecting a few drivers. Luckily for these drivers in this series, they do have a fast repair in their pocket, but boy, oh boy, if you use a fast repair on lap before lap 10, you're going to have a long race. As we are now back live with the pretty Chevy Silverado leading this pack around. I wonder if you can tell if I'm a Chevy guy or not. As you see, Christian J. Pittman, he is still the top dog spot. Jonathan Tuckness is rolling P2, Matt Sicardo P3, Ken Zeems P4, and Brad Carpenter P5, rounding out your top five. Further back in the field, we have Joshua Sexton sitting P6. Tyler Catalano, he was our post hitter. He got loose coming out of two earlier, first lap of the race, and it's put him behind the eight ball. So now he's trying to fight back what he lost, sitting P7. Zach Murphy, that's our points leader in the 29 machine. He's shown 19 on here. Side of his car is 29. That's Zach Murphy. He's actually sitting P8. Russell Peets is sitting P9 with Greg Smith sitting P10. Also heard second place in the points, Jason A. Day in the 52 machine. That's Maple Leaf Muscle for the ones that follow Five Kings Motorsports. I have the unfortunate news to give y'all that he says he suffered a lot of damage in that crash. So we shall see if he used a fast repair or not as he comes around here exiting off pit road access. Mm, it's hard to tell with these roll bars around this car, but that car looks fairly clean, so he may have used a fast repair right then. As we see one lap to go until we're going green, lights are off on the pace truck. Christian Pittman, he's electing to take top again. We saw him fire off good. It looked as if Tuckness did not get a good restart, but he was able to clear Kenny Zeems and Matt Sicardo to hold off P2 going into turn 1 and 2. As we see on that pace truck, he's going to take it hard right. And ooh, Christian Pittman elects to go really early. But Jonathan Tuckness is right there with him. And Ken Zeems. That top is actually going to be the place to be tonight, I think. As you see Jonathan Tuckness, he is currently looking to the outside, but he's not going to be able to get there. Christian Pittman actually kind of walking away, and we have another caution. Boy, oh boy, we was really getting into it, too, and got a caution come out. Brandon Mettler, I know you can hear me. We're going to be here all night at this pace, buddy. Ooh, I'm hearing race chatter that is not good. I think somebody made a mistake right here. Also hearing chatter about switching lanes on the restarts. As you see, ooh, Russell Peets just knocks the tires off. Does he collect anybody? Ooh, heads up play of the. I'm not sure who that is. I think it was Keith Mack, if I do recall. Heads up play by Keith Mack. He got on the we would call it the quiet pedal. But watch this is Russell Peets. He just gets on the gas, kind of clips the apron, trying to cut the track, and ultimately paid the price. And Keith Mack, ooh, Della, that's not something you want to see going. Whenever you come off that corner and you go wide open because you're trying to go. You're on the loud pedal. As soon as you see that car in front of you, go. You're building up so momentum. That's the last thing you want to do is jump from that gas into that brake. So great heads up play by Keith Mack, and Russell Pete also got his car turned around before he went a lap down. Great work by Brandon Mettler up in the producer station. We appreciate his efforts. He's actually he's feeling a little bit under the weather due to allergies right now. He's down in North Carolina. I don't know any of you Southern people. I'm from Kentucky. I battle allergies every day too. It's terrible. Some days they kill me. Other days I just live with it. Lucky right now, but yeah, Brandon sounds pretty bad right now. So luckily he's just working the camera angles for me tonight. But yeah, I'm hearing some chatter about changing lanes on the starts. What they mean is, if you start on that inside lane, you need to stay on the inside lane until you pass the start finish line. You can't just fire off and then cut up in front of the guy because what you're doing, you're killing the guy on the outside's momentum. So that's what one of the drivers were talking about. Up near the front of the pack, they had a guy that was jumping over, and he was basically just stopping whoever was on the outside lane because they had to check up so hard for him. So that should clean it up after race control's done put the hammer down. I would like to get some interviews from drivers that are involved in incidents or who's run up to the front. But I'll be honest, I'm not too sure if I come across on iRacing and say, "Driver, do you want an interview?" I think that might bleed through over to the stream. And although this ain't very professional, I want it to be as professional as I can be. So I'm kind of trying to let Brandon know. Alrighty, as we see the lights go off on the pace truck, let's see if Christian Pittman elects to go a little bit earlier like he did last time. He actually holds him in the chute for a little bit, but then he takes a good launch off. But Jonathan Tuckness, he don't give up. He stays right there with him, and you see what he did right then. I wonder if he was the driver somebody complained about because that looked deliberate right then. He made sure he crossed that start finish line. He went over. As we see some side by side racing throughout the pack a little bit. What the drivers need to do here now, they just need to calm down, get in a rhythm, start clicking off laps. We have a competition caution coming at lap 60. If we could break off a 40 lap run here, take us to the competition caution, I think that'd be golden for all these guys. That lets them know what they have underneath them, and that lets tire strategy and all that come into play as well. As we see further back in the pack, Brad Carpenter and Zach Murphy, those are two drivers that's not going to hold back. I said it last week, Zach Murphy in that 29 machine. It don't matter if it's lap 1 or lap 121. He is going to be pushing because he knows he's fast enough to get to the front. A lot of times he has to start in the back because he wins, or he might come in late and miss qualifying. But there's about 4 things in life you can bank on. Death, taxes, and Zach Murphy. He's going to the front if there's a league race. As you see a few drivers, they're actually shuffling now. They're trying to gain some positions. You'll notice that you run a risk starting on the inside here. It's kind of weird the way it's working out that when you start on the inside, you kind of fight for your life because that guy on the outside, he gets such a great launch off turn 2. And that's what we saw with Matt Sicardo here. Matt Sicardo's currently P3, and he's trying to stalk Jonathan Tuckness, who's currently residing in that P2 spot. But don't count out Tyler Catalano just yet because he is currently knocking on Ken Ziem's door saying, "Honey, I am home. Let me in." And he is bringing a very fast Brad Carpenter, Tommy Dunn, and Zach Murphy with him. As Brad Carpenter is going to look to the inside of Tyler Catalano. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make that stick or not. Tyler Catalano just gets such a good run on exit, but if Brad's there on corner entry, nope, he's going to end up sliding in behind him. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to watch Brandon's production stream, and then I'm trying to watch the race too. and we're having technical difficulties on the production stream, so it's hard for me to keep up. So I'm getting a headache watching this because it's flickering and stuff. But we're trying to bring you the best content and entertainment possible, and these guys are putting on a good show right now. Ooh, we have a wreck on the backstretch. I think that is my man Zach Murphy. I thought it was. Ooh, and he has an expired motor. Anytime in iRacing you see that black plume of smoke coming out, you know you got big troubles. As I hear Christian Pittman doing his trademark checkup. He's letting drivers behind him know that, hey, slow your roll. We got a wreck up here. Any of y'all that follow local short track, you'll notice that, or you probably heard before, that drivers in real life, they take their hand off the wheel and they throw it up where somebody can see it behind them, telling them to check up behind them. On here, we have the luxury of being able to talk to other drivers, and that's one thing about Christian Pittman. He will call out a wreck. As you see here, Zach Murphy, he enters the corner high, tries to dominate, and he just bit off more than he could chew. Ooh, and instead of just locking it down, oh, no, no, no. No way. There was 3 cars got destroyed there for no reason. Ay, ay, ay. I wouldn't be happy if I'm Zach Murphy. Granted, Zach Murphy did cause the caution. He brought it out, but man. Tough break for all 3 drivers involved right there. Luckily, they do have a faster pair if they have not used it, but man, oh man. That may have been a product, too, of iRacing's new smoke model. When these guys get sideways, they light their tires up. If you're behind them a little ways, you can't see through that smoke. I mean, you put your hand out in front of you and smoke in real life. That's how it is on here. You can just see outlines, basically. And if, ooh, there you go, right there. You see the smoke, and he chose the wrong lane. I thought, looking at it beforehand, if Brandon can roll that back one more time, if you can just, if you just see what these drivers are saying, they're coming out of turn 2 right there. That's one of the fastest parts on the track because you're wide open. I mean, you're wide open right here. You're going wide open. They're coming. 22's on his inside. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. They bottleneck. Take you a bottle of beer, a bottle of water, turn it upside down, and look, it all tries to funnel to the middle. They just bottlenecked right there. No room in between the car and the wall. That's a unfortunate break for Zach Murphy and unfortunate break for Jimmy Weaver. Yeah, at some point you got to think, hey, I can't full send. But with a car on your inside like that, I understand it. I get it. It's tough. It's a tough break for all drivers involved. And there was actually a third driver involved in that I actually missed the number on. So that's a tough break for them drivers. As we see, Edmund Jones and Russell Peets are currently on pit lane. I wouldn't think they're taking tire service right now, but I would have to almost guarantee they're taking a faster pair and maybe some fuel. Christian Pittman, the race leader, he's controlled this whole entire race ever since Tyler Catalano, our post hitter tonight, got loose coming out of turn 2 on lap 1. Christian Pittman, he's been the dominant car. He's creating a little bit of separation between him and Jonathan Tuckness in that 94 machine, and he's done it every time by choosing that high lane. So let's see if the high lane prevails. And I've also been noticed. Ooh, see again, he's switching up it. He's switching up when he gets on it, and you see that's going to allow Ken Zeems to actually possibly take over P2 from Jonathan Tuckness in the 94 machine. And he does. He is clear. The 90 machine is currently P2 and trying to hunt down that 8 car of Christian Pittman. Looking through the field right now, you notice the top 7 to 8 drivers, they're all running about the same lane. Why? Because they're dodging them bunks. If you can dominate these corners, almost like what you would do at Martinsville, you enter kind of low, you drift up, and then you kind of come out as straight as you can. And that's what a lot of these drivers are doing. You see Brad Carpenter trying to make a pass on Tyler Catalano right now. But you see right there, that black and blue machine of Tyler Catalano, he just gets such a run on the outside. He's able just to carry enough speed to be a nuisance on the outside. As you see Brad Carpenter, he is going to force his way up in contact, slight contact right there between both drivers. That's one thing you got to worry about. Spotter may say clear, but that guy on that high side, I've said it all, the whole race. Momentum, momentum, momentum. You might be clear, but you're forcing that guy on the high side to check up. And sometimes you're not going to check up, and sometimes they're not going to check up. And that's a product of what we just saw happen. Is these guys are still side by side battling. Up towards the front, we have a three-man race for the lead right now with Christian Pittman. He is feeling the pressure right now from Ken Zeems, and if Christian Pittman's feeling the pressure, you better believe Ken Zeems is feeling the pressure because Jonathan Tuckness is right behind him. As Christian Pittman, he's electing to run in the middle of the track. Ken Zeems in that 90 machine, he is looking low. It's going to be hard to actually get there, but he's showing that he has race-winning speed right now. Ooh, Talcahuano, he is climbing the wall, and he is flipping. He is going for a ride right now, folks. Ooh, he looks like a turtle. And we just saw him alt F4. Ooh, boy, oh boy. I've heard of mountain climbing and rock wall climbing. I've never heard of racetrack wall climbing. That was pretty remarkable. As we see here, those were the drivers. They were battling, not giving very much room, and ooh, slight contact, and that's all she wrote. After that first initial little bit of contact, I think Tyler Colorado, he was just along for the ride. Tough break for both drivers. They both were, they had their eyes forward, trying to gain positions, and happened to forget the guy that was on the inside and outside, and they were just racing a little bit too hard, a little too early, and ultimately I think it's ruined Tyler Colorado's night as we see this one more time from the replay booth. Brad Carpenter's on its inside. He's trying to clear, Tyler Colorado's still there. Tyler Colorado did nothing wrong. He's just racing hard, but man, that's a tough break. And I'm not sure who that was in the black car. Maybe Brandon can tell me in my ear. There was a black car that came through there and got a little bit of damage right there as well. Okay, I think we found out it was Josh Sexton one time and Jimmy Weaver. And a little fun fact, I don't even know if Brandon's noticed it yet, but if y'all zero in, if he could, on Joshua Sexton's paint scheme before we go back racing here, that'd be great. I wish y'all could hear Brandon laughing in my ear. Bam Racing videos on the number 51 machine. Look up Bam Racing videos on YouTube. It's Brandon Mettler. He's a good buddy of mine. He's the one doing this production right now. What Brandon does, he travels to all kinds of short tracks, dirt, asphalt, and he covers some of the biggest races in the nation. And he does a damn good job at it. I know I'm not supposed to cuss, but he does a great job at it. And I'll be honest, I get excited when I see a Bam Racing video, and it's not because he's my buddy. It's because he puts out good content. So again, search Bam Racing videos on YouTube and give him a subscribe. I'm not sure how many subscribers he has. I know he got a shout out from Kenny Wallace, so that should say quite a bit for him. I got you, buddy. Anyways, as we see right here, lights are still. Nope, they tricked me. They go off on the pace truck, and now Christian Pittman. He has a new foe on the inside lane right here, and Kenny Zeems. Or Ken Zeems, sorry. Kenny Zeems, that's his son. Ken Zeems is the older, wiser man, as Brandon pulls out OBS. Silly goose. And as we look here through the lineup, the top half of the lineup has not changed aside from Tyler Catalano. Tyler Catalano put it on the pole and has had a rough race since then. We've all had them races. It sucks, but it happens. As the pace truck makes that hard left turn on the pit road, Christian Pittman, he actually elects to wait to get on it this time and caught Ken Zeems kind of sleeping. And Ken Zeems has a very aggressive Jonathan Tuckness right on his bumper. And Jonathan Tuckness is trying to take back that P3 spot and remain P3. Is he going to be able to get it right here? He sails it in. I mean, he absolutely sailed it in. And going to clear himself. Now you see Brad Carpenter and Zach Murphy behind them. Currently battling with Tommy Dunn and Joshua Sexton. and Tyler Colano's still out there. I just realized, fans, that Tyler Colano and Joshua Sexton have the same color scheme. So I may have been calling them drivers off a while ago, different names. So if I did that, Tyler Colano, I apologize. And Joshua Sexton, as you as you see, they elected the single file out. As you see, Jason Day further back in the pack, trying to make a pass on. I'm not sure who that was. It don't matter. As you see, it was Dave Fugel in the 22 machine. Now Jason Day, he needs a good points night here. I know he wasn't down on the setup they had tonight. He just didn't like the feel for it. It didn't feel great to him. And Jason's like me. He wants everything to be perfect to him. Meaning, when we build these setups, we try to build them how we like them. We don't try to build them how the next guy likes them. And there's something a little off of the setup. But I have a feeling Jason Day, Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle, I guarantee he will find a way to put that car up in their front by the time this race is over with. And don't forget, we're currently 8 laps away from the competition caution at lap 60. If a caution falls between now and lap 60, that will be the competition caution. As you see, it looks like these drivers are playing nice right now with Zach Murphy. He is all on the back of Brad Carpenter. I'm telling you, Zach Murphy, he has go, go, go. That's all he knows. He don't know slow. He don't know conserve. He likes to go, go, go. And I respect that so much that I can't even begin to describe it. He's always looking to advance his position. If he's a leader, he sees a lap car half a track in front of him, he is chasing that lap car. And that's what, I mean, there's some people that like to conserve. Joshua Sexton, he's one that likes to conserve. And then you look at the different end of the spectrum. That's Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. He's always looking to push. I'm noticing some of the drivers are electing to run that middle groove, but I'm noticing Zach Murphy and Jason Day. Now, this could be just because they're trying to make pass, and of course, I'm going to mention it so they do the different thing now. But they're running the yellow line. They're entering on the yellow line, and they're staying hooked up to the yellow line. And I'm wondering if that's just to make a pass or if they're finding some more speed down there if the car's starting to rotate. Now, we have had some cautions tonight, but I don't think these tires are too wore. Jonathan Tutness, he's going to collect a few of them. This could possibly be a big one as the Matt Sicardo goes up into the racing groove. I think we escaped that with only 2 guys. I thought when we saw that car bounce off the wall, inside wall like a pinball, I thought we had real big problems about to escalate. All right, we're going to try this for the first time. I'm going to bring up Christian Pittman into the broadcast booth. Going to get his takes. He's currently been dominating this race and going to see how he feels about it. He's currently trying to get in his pit box and get some service done for his number 8 Toro modified car. Christian Pittman, this is Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got your line clear.
So I don't want you to expose a lot of secrets here, but I've noticed from up in the booth, and I'm sure your competitors have noticed from down on the track, that these restarts, you're not playing games, but you're keeping them on their toes. You're going late, you're going early. Is that a key to success whenever you're picking that high lane, or are you just doing it naturally?
It's a little bit of both. The outside lane is a really, really good beneficiary here, but we just lost the lead on pit road to Ken, so I think I'm going to have to learn what it's like to be down there in the bottom. But, yeah, I'm trying to change it up because I don't want him to be able to time it. Ken, he lagged back real hard on that last restart, so I dropped this down to a cool, crisp 30 miles an hour to try to get them to stay even with me, because if they lag back half a car length, they know when I go. But, yeah, I'm trying to change it up to, at least give myself enough to clear them into one, and then they're a little bit quicker than I am, to be completely honest with you, on a long run. But if we can keep these cautions coming, I think we can win. But now we're back to 5th, so we got our work cut out for us to come back up.
Right on. And before I send you back to your race team, Christian, did you take 2 tires or 4 tires right now?
took 4 and got some gas. So hopefully we won't run out of fuel, because the last time we led a race like this, we ran out of fuel. But I've got Zach and Jason, the two big championship contenders, in front of me. So I think you're getting ready to see some fireworks, especially with only 3 races left in the season.
Well, Christian, I'll wish you luck, buddy, and I'll end it with this. Anytime we see you, Zach, and Jason on the same track, there's always fireworks. So I know y'all won't disappoint us, and I'll be here at the end, maybe talking to you. Good luck, Christian.
Thanks, Tanner.
There you have it. Christian Pittman, from his own words, he's a little nervous right now. He thinks that the guys that were trailing him, your Ken Zeems, Tuckness, maybe even throw Zach Murphy Carpenter into that mix. He thinks they may have been a little bit quicker than him on the long run. And I've just heard in my ear that Jason Day elected to not pit at all. He must think with these cautions we're good on fuel. And Zach Murphy did not pit at all. So be looking for some strategy calls as this race starts to go on. We're not even at the halfway point as of yet. We are about to cross it right now as we cross the start-finish line. As that pace truck takes that hard left turn, Jason Day is going to lead him to the green. He gets a decent jump. Christian Pittman has been the king of the jumps all night. He's actually going to be able to clear Keith Mack in the 1 and 2. Zach Murphy is all on the tail of Keith Mack in the 55 machine. And look for Ken Zeems. Ken Zeems is putting the pressure on Jason Day. Ooh, no. We got a big pileup going at the front of the pack. Can't nobody get it woed up. That's a tough break. Man, that's a hard one to call. I'm not sure how it happened, but I wish I would have seen some brakes being held. As we wait Brandon to pull up this replay right here, I'm not sure what really happened here. I just know I saw carnage. That's a tough break for Christian Pittman as we have the replay ready to fire it up. So I had a producer tell me he thought Keith Mack washed up, but I think Zach Murphy may have helped him wash up right then a little bit. It looked as if Zach Murphy thought Keith was going to go up a little bit higher, but Keith has a car on his outside. He can't go up no higher. I just see Keith Mack goes in the corner. Oh, Keith Mack does get loose, and that kills his momentum, completely kills his momentum. And cars just piling in. Get on the brakes, boys. Get on the brakes. We're coming to a stop. It's a parking lot in turn 4. Tough break as we go to a cockpit view right here. But yes, it looks as if Keith Mack just kind of overshoots the corner a little bit, starts to step out. He notices it. He knows it's a problem. But when you're in that problem, you're like, oh crap, what do I do next? And Zach Murphy said, here, I'll make the decision for you, and just got into him. As we ride along with Tommy Dunn here, he comes in, he just sees cars going everywhere, nowhere to go. Ooh, what a finesse type move. Brad Carpenter is flipping over Tommy Dunn. Just what an acrobat type play right then. I'm not sure Tommy Dunn had any damage as we see Josh Sexton. He's coming up. Just car smoke. Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? We're clear. Kristen, hold your brakes. What are you doing, Pittman? Joshua Sexton is mad right now. Ooh, Joshua Sexton, that's going to be an ugly team meeting for us later. I'm hearing a lot of drivers communicate talking about black flags and whatnot. We are notorious for being very strict on our non-black flag waves, but at these short tracks, these cautions start to happen. You get a passing under yellow or anything. Uh, they uh, they tend to wave it if they can catch it, but they're currently reviewing it right now, and it's not sounding very promising for Brad Carpenter to get his black flag waved. as we are coming to green right now. A 52 machine is going to be leading them to the start finish line, and he is going to be leading them very easily. As you see, Ken Zeems is going to be right there on him going into turn 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, excuse me. I'll get it right. And look at this. Don't look now, but Tommy Dunn is on his way, and I'm seeing smoke in the back of the pack, but I think everybody got it sorted out. Ken Zeems is currently looking and applying the pressure to Jason Day. That may be them no tires. That's no tires right there, folks. Ken Zeems, he at least took 2. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But yeah, you see him. He is side by side with Jason Day. They are currently racing for the lead here at Nashville Fairgrounds in the Crooked Line Racing Tour Modified Series. Ooh, and slight contact is made with the Nerf bars. Tommy Dunn is just watching this and saying, make a mistake, boys. Make a mistake. And they touch, and ooh, and they hit, and Jason Day is going for a ride again. I've already heard people apologizing. Oh boy, that's a tough one right there. You got the leaders battling. Race Control don't want to give the leader an EOL. That's a tough break. Brandon, I'm going to have you in my ear and tell me what happened here, buddy. I kind of missed that. That's Jason Davis owes me quit. They hit right here. I thought they were going to play nice from now on. Ken Zeems, he's not doing anything. Ooh. You know, from that angle, it looked like Jason Day just kind of leaned on him. Ken Zeems was quick to apologize right there, but I don't know. It looked like Jason Day just kind of maybe thought Ken Zeems was going to be down further, and you know, it could have been that bump. That bump could have came into play, could have brought Jason down a little bit, upset the car, and next thing you know, he's flipping down the backstretch. Look at that. That is net code at its finest. And they really touched right then. This right here is a scary accident. So like I said earlier, this is my home track. And I've seen a super late model basically do that same exact thing at that same exact spot right there. And that's a brutal crash in sim or in real life. Of course, in real life worse, but it was bad enough that Jason Day called it quits. He actually ended up leaving the race. So tough break for a championship contender, Jason Day. He's sitting second in points right now, and he needed a good night to just be consistent, and that's not the way to do it right there. He'll be going laps down now as he elected to pull his car to the hauler. And as we see right now, Ken Zeems, he is still the race leader. And if you look on that list, notice who's all the way down in 8th. Christian Pittman in the 8 machine. 8 car in 8th place. He was involved in that accident. And I have to venture a guess that he is going to be out of fast repair now. I would think he has to use the fast repair. And I'm not sure, did he beat the pace car off? Very heads up play by Christian Pittman in the 8 machine. And Russell Pete. Both of them beat the pace car out and didn't go a lap down right there. Sorry for the delay. I had to take some headache medicine. Not used to sitting here just blabbering on for an hour and a half. And I am also having some issues with power right now. I've seen it flicker 3 times. So if we lose my voice, I am sorry. It means the storm finally won and kicked the power off. I will try and attempt to come back as quick as I can. But for now, let's call the action. We got Jason Day. We got the pace truck turning the lights off. We got Ken Zeems going to be leading them. I have a feeling they're going to delay this screen. We have a lucky dog candidate coming around now. They have not delayed it. They still ain't delayed it. Christian Pittman just hit a guy in the back. That was a pretty messy start. I don't like saying that. I wish that it would have got delayed. But look at the jump Ken Zeems and the 9 machine just got. I mean, he just said, "Excuse me while I drive out of your life." And Tommy Dunn is a very fast driver. So I know Ken Zeems, he must have really pulled some trickery right then. But you see Tommy Dunn in that 80, I'm not even sure what number he is, to be honest. The 63 machine, Tommy Dunn, he is able to fishing back in. He's going to reel him back in. As you see, Greg Smith. He's been quiet this race. Greg Smith. He's another iRacing veteran, sim racing veteran. He is worked his way up to P3 with Zach Murphy P4 right behind him. As you see some double fall action, Jonathan Tuckness is currently working or trying to work his way back up into the top 5 here, I do believe. Ooh, he's going to get wrecked, and I'm not sure he's going to be a happy camper with that. But as you hear me say all the time, Brandon, I know I'm in your ear. Not clear, bud. You're not clear. Let's just, before we throw stones, let's just make sure. Let's check it on the replay and see how it looks right here. But it looks as if Tommy, I'll get it right, boys. I promise. It looks as if Tuckness is just, ooh, well, he definitely came up there at the end. And Brad Carpenter skated by with the skin of his teeth. And look who's right there again. Let's go, Joshua Sexton, on car camera, please. I give all these demands to my producer, Brandon, and he's the one over working. I'm just sitting here blabbering. As we see, we're in Joshua Sexton's cockpit. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is 3 wrecks that's happened right outside of Joshua's windshield. As he see, ooh, slow it down, slow it down. We just keep bouncing around. Nice heads up play. We gave Keith the heads up play earlier. I gotta give Joshua Sexton a heads up play on that one. As we see if the lights are still on the pace truck. Let's find out. I'm gonna pull Joshua Sexton up in the booth real quick before the lights go off. Joshua Sexton, this is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Tanner.
So I wanted to pull you in the booth real quick before we go back to win the green. Looks like the lights are still on the pace truck, so good. We got you for a second. So I've watched you dodge 3 wrecks here tonight. Is it going to be a battle of attrition, you think?
Well, it sure looks like it at this point. We have lost quite a few cars. There's been a lot of damage tonight. It's tough racing. It's a tough track, very tight quarters, and it's very fast. So I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing that. And a lot of people have flipped. I mean, I'm pretty sure I almost drove under somebody at least 2 times tonight. So luckily we still got a car left. I did take a fast repair, so hopefully if we can make it through the rest of the night, we'll get a good finish.
I was afraid you had to take the fast repair whenever Christian kind of slid down in front of you. Didn't hold his brakes. We'll talk about that later. But I think the lights are still on the pace truck, if I do recall. If they are, yes,
Yeah.
Josh was Josh in the 51. I noticed you're in the band racing video. Give him a shout out. Jonathan Tuckness just left. So Josh, you don't normally race this series, but you're obviously a fast driver. You're on 5 Kings, So how you liking your chances with the next 50 or so laps to go?
Well, I think I got a good shot here. I'm really good on the longer runs. That's just the way I drive. So I'm really hoping that we can get some green flag laps in here. I think if we can, I can get a pretty good finish.
Alrighty then, Josh. I'm gonna get you back to your race team as I see the lights are off on the pace truck. I'll be here at the end, maybe talking to you. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, Mr. Lucky Guy himself, Joshua Sexton in the 51 machine. Boy, oh boy, we're 1 to green right here. We had a kind of a messy race at the start with a few little incidents. Had a nice green flag run, but now we just can't get no green flag laps. So we see Tommy Dunn. He's going to try to battle Ken Zeems right here. But Ken Zeems, he gets a great jump. He elects to jump early, too. I'm noticing one time they jump early, second time they make them wait. And now this next time, instead of waiting, they may jump early or they may just wait again. It keeps everybody on their toes. As you see, Zach Murphy, I told you at one point, he will be up near the front. It's checkers or wreckers, Kyle Busch mentality. Kyle Busch, my favorite driver, so I love seeing it. As the person we just interviewed, Joshua Sexton, he is currently looking under Dave Fugel Jr. in the 22 machine, but not able to make it stick. That low line making passes, it just don't mix very well. You have to almost drive it in super hard, and do like a dirt track move. You almost got to do a slide job, slide up in front of them. But we've already saw what happens whenever you do that. If that driver you slide up in front of on the outside, if he don't lift, you might be going for a ride. As Joshua Sexton's going to look down to the inside of him again, see if he's able to make it stick off turn 2 right here. Actually gets a little bit loose, chasing the car a little bit right there, but he's still side by side. I think he's going to clear him this time, Brandon. I say Brandon like you're going to talk back to me. And he was. The 51 machine was able to clear Dave in the 22. That's going to put Joshua Sexton P5. As we see a battle for second place going on between Zach Murphy and Tommy Dunn. Zach Murphy, he's only won 1 race this season. And you say, well, how's he the points leader when Jason Day's won 3? Because of consistency. He has so many top 5 finishes. If he hasn't finished in the top 5 in a race, he's been in the top 10. And that's what you got to do. He may not have as many race wins as Jason's, but he does have a lot of second place, third place finishes. He is he's Mr. Podium this year, that's for sure. As you see, he is going to be able to clear Tommy Dunn. And Tommy Dunn made a little bit of a mistake, had a little bit of bobble. I think it was that bump coming out of 2 right there. And that's going to allow Greg Smith to try to get to his outside. But right on cue, looks like Tommy Dunn might be able to clear him in turn 2 and 3. Or 1 and 2, excuse me. As you see, Tommy Dunn is still trying to look underneath. He wants to get his spots back. He fired off P2 right here. Tommy Dunn started at the start of the race, Tommy Dunn started P13. So he's made up a lot of spots, currently running P4. And I'm just trying to look at current biggest movers. Greg Smith in that 104 machine. He started P16. He is currently sitting 3rd on the board. I think that is going to be our biggest mover. And right now, our biggest faller, Jason Day, who started, or no, it's going to be Tyler Catalano, who started 1st. He's currently 15th off the track. As we see, Greg Smith has actually created a little bit of separation to Tommy Dunn. And now Joshua Sexton's thinking, make a mistake, Tommy. Just make a mistake. He wants to get there. I know Joshua Sexton, he thinks big picture. But big picture in our world, we all like to win, but we want that interview. We want to thank sponsors. We want to have our voice on the broadcast as a racer. And that's what Josh is wanting right now. He wants a win, of course. Who don't? But he'd settle for a top 3. Brandon, I had to step away from your live stream for a minute. The choppiness is giving me a killer headache. So, folks, the fans at home, the thing we do to bring y'all a broadcast. Brandon's OBS is currently acting up. Had some technical difficulties. It was a last-minute effort to get somebody in to broadcast for us. And I'm just thankful Brandon's a good dude because I know how he was talking today. Brandon Mettler wanted to race tonight. I mean, he was looking forward to racing tonight. He said this was one of his favorite tracks. And he actually said in his pre-race comments when we conducted them for 5 Kings that he was looking forward and excited to race tonight. Unfortunately, I got told at 7:30 that our normal broadcaster over at Rebels Racing Network wasn't able to do it due to PC issues. All it took was one text, and here Brandon was. As you see, Ken Zeems, he says, wait, don't talk about that and this. Talk about me. I've got a great, great lead right now. Ken Zeems is currently... about almost a second in front, 0.9 in front. I wasn't sure if iRacing live timing was very accurate right then, so I wanted to look at it and then double check. Put it to the eye test, as people would say. I see Ken Zeems, he's actually, it don't even look like he's really pushing the car. If we could, Brandon Mettler, if we could go to a cockpit view of Ken Zeems and just ride around with him for just a lap or two, just see how he's tackling this track. As I think Brandon may have stepped away for just this. No. There we go. It's on there. Sorry, my Discord acted up right then. But yeah, you see, it don't look like he's really pushing it very hard. And how I can tell is, whenever he's on entry, he's not having to turn. He's not having to turn the wheel right. Meaning he's not sliding in the corners. He's lifting early, braking enough, and he's just turning that wheel left. You never see him really fighting that wheel to the right. He did it kind of there, but that's more of a product of the bump coming out of turn 2. Now, if we could, let's switch over to a driver like Zach Murphy. Let's see how he's driving it in the cockpit. I can tell you already, he's moving that steering wheel way more. He's moving that steering wheel a lot more right now because what he's doing, he's searching. He's searching for speed. He's trying to find it. And really, he's just like me. If I'm following first place, I start overdriving it. And I think me and Zach compare a lot. I think we overdrive every car we're in. And that's what he's doing right now, too. But it works for him. It works for me. And that's just, people watch us and they say, why do you do that? You're just putting more stress on yourself and more stress on the car. That's how we race it. That's Ken Zeems is currently going to the outside of a lap car, and the lap car touches the banking. Get out of the way, lap car. What he's thinking. But yeah, that just shows that Nashville is a tough track, and you can approach this track with many different type of driving styles, many different lines. As we see Joshua Sexton in the 51, he may have clipped the wall a little bit there, but no harm, no foul. He was able to bounce off with them row bars. As we're coming close to the BAM Racing Videos 15 to go here. We got 17 laps to go right now, and Ken Zeems has got a very comfortable lead. He's not checked out completely, but it is very comfortable. What Ken Zeems wants right now, he wants green flag racing. He wants no lap traffic in front of him. As we see Zach Murphy, he catches him in 1 and 2. If you watch that timing and scoring ticker over there, watch it. It goes up to a second over at 1 and 2. Kind of cuts it down. Of course, it's going to be different this time. He cut it down good right there. But watching 3 and 4, he's making up a lot of time on Ken Zeems in 3 and 4. He cuts it down, and then what it is, Zach Murphy, he's driving the car in so hard, trying to get every ounce of speed out of the car he can, that it's actually making his exit speed suffer. Whereas Ken Zeems, we saw it in the cockpit. Ken Zeems, he's on a Sunday drive up there. He's not pushing the car. He's just driving along. What Zach Murphy wants right now is the opposite of what Ken Zeems wants. Zach Murphy wants a caution right now to re-rack him and roll the dice again and maybe have a shot at Ken Zeems. I'm really impressed by driver in the 104 machine, Greg Smith. Like I said, he started P17, I do believe. I will check that right now. He started P16, excuse me. And he's worked his way up to 3rd, and he's done it really clean. And that's saying something, because this race started out with a lot of carnage. And about like Joshua Sexton, Greg Smith had to duck and dodge and weave and everything else. I mean, he was dodging cars, flipping down the backstretch and everything. And I mean, I say it all the time in racing, you need to be good, but man, you need to be lucky too. And we saw that with Joshua Sexton. He had a guy literally flip over his car earlier. There's not a whole lot of skill in dodging a wreck like that. That's just the racing guys looking after you with good luck. We're currently 10 to go. Like I said, the last 15 laps are sponsored by BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube. You can search BAM Racing Videos to get all your real life racing needs. He is the one-stop shop for your racing fix. If you love short track racing like we do, if you love iRACING and virtual short track racing, then I promise you BAM Racing Videos is your place to go for real life racing short track videos. As we see, Tommy Dunn and Joshua Sexton have actually closed the door in on Greg Smith now, as we have 8 laps to go here. That time by. It's going to be tough to pass now. I mean, you got drivers now where it's no more give and take. It's just take. And that's what you got to do in these league races. These top 3s, top 5s are hard to come by. So when you have one in your hands, you got to fight to keep it. And I know Greg Smith. I know his mentality. He's a sim racing veteran. He don't want to lose his top 3 finish. As we see the battle up front, Brandon Mettler, it's actually got down to half a second. I don't think he's catching him quick enough, but man, he is willing that car, trying to get up there to him. He's currently about 4/10 back, almost right at half a second back from Ken Zeems, and he's working that wheel trying to get it. Me being the broadcaster, I would love, and this is the complete commentary curse, but I'd love to see a caution fall now too, just to see him re-racked and go go toe-to-toe for an overtime. But we'll have to see how this race shakes out. As we're coming to 4 to go this time by, Ken Zeems is your race leader with Zach Murphy sitting P2 and Greg Smith currently sitting P3 with Tommy Dunn and Joshua Sexton rounding out your top 5. As you see Tommy Dunn, he's electing to go a little bit lower on exit there. He's trying. I mean, he's searching right now about, like I said, with Zach Murphy. And you know, Zach Murphy, he's getting closer and closer to Ken Zeems. I'm just not sure he's going to have the time to do it. He's worked that lead down to 0.2 of a bubble, 0.2 tenths. So he is there, but getting there and passing there, that's 2 different type of mountaintops you got to climb. But there is lap traffic in front of Ken Zeems. As we take the 2 to go, it'll be white flag this next time by. Ken Zeems is just saying, Mr. Flagman, Barney Fife Jr., don't pick up that yellow flag. As we take the white flag here, the McConey setup shot, white flag 1 to go. Ken Zeems is going to look to wheel that machine around, and Zach Murphy is there. Will Zach Murphy elect to give the bumper, or will he elect to be Mr. Consistent and take home another podium finish? We're going to see here as Ken Zeems, he checks up a little bit in 3 or 4, and Ken Zeems is there. He is going to be the winner. Zach Murphy just came across and said a couple more laps, like I got you. And you got Greg Smith, P3, Tommy Dunn, P4, and Joshua Sexton rounding out the top 5, taking home P5. Dave Fugel brought it home P6. Christian Pittman, P7. Brad Carpenter had a rough night after having a great start to the race. Ran up in the top 5 for most of the night. Ended up ending it 1 lap down and finishing P8. Russell Peets also saw up in the night down for him. He brought it home P9, 3 laps down. Matt Sicardo, he was one of the ones that flipped. One of the 3 that flipped tonight. Matt Sicardo, he's going to round out your top 10. Then we got Jimmy Weaver, Jonathan Tuckness, Jason Day, Keith Mack, and Tyler Catalano. They're rounding out your top 15. With Edward Jones, he's going to be rounding out the grid. But yeah, just overall, I mean, very impressive win by Ken Zeems there. He didn't push the issue ever until he had to. Got the lead with a pit call, and then just ultimately winning the restart game. And once he got the lead, he never looked back. So now we'll bring in our 3rd place finisher, Greg Smith, if he is in our Discord. Let's bring him in. Hopefully we're not interrupting him right now.
I hear you.
And we did. I told you. I knew it. I could feel it. I knew he was going to interrupt you. But Greg, this is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Greg, man, I'll tell you. You started this race P16. First off, did you put a qualifying lap down?
I didn't. I got DQ'd before I got out of the pits, so accidentally had it in reverse, backed up a few feet, took off, and it black flagged me. So it's the way it goes.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. That's the way it goes. But you know, it was all up from there. When you start out qualifying right there at the bottom, the only place you can go is up, Greg. And you did that tonight. You started P16. You wheeled that machine up, and I even hit it on the broadcast that you did it cleanly, and that's saying a lot because there was a lot of cars went up on their lid tonight. But coming in here tonight, Greg, did you was you expecting a strong run at Nashville? You like this track for you?
I do. It's my home track. I love racing here. I knew with this set, it's fast, it's good, stable after about 5 laps. And I was telling my buddy Zach before the race, I thought we'd probably have a lot of cautions just because, you just got to wait on these cars for the tires to come in, and it's hard to do. That competitive side of you wants to take over and grab positions when you can get them, and until the pressures come up, it's just really slick out there. So. Yeah, I was glad. I was just really, I hadn't ran this for points, so I was trying to kind of stay. I hate I got into Christian there on that wreck on the backstretch. Really, I was trying to avoid the guy on the wall, and he came to my inside, and just one of those deals. I hate it for him because he's in the points, and that was my main thing, is just kind of stay out of these guys' way and run as good as we could and be clean, and I'm happy with that.
Well, I think you did a marvelous job tonight, Greg, and here at Nashville is your home track. It's my home track. It's Christian Pittman's home track, so that's pretty cool. I didn't know you were from around here.
Yep.
That's awesome. And, you said you got into Christian a little bit. I think that was more of a racing deal, Greg.
Yeah.
But honestly, buddy, I'm happy to have you back. Hope to see you next week. And overall, congratulations. You started P16. You brought it home P3. You got any sponsors or shout-outs you want to throw out there before I send you back over?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for putting this on mainly. and my wife putting up with me, letting me come up here and do this. So I hope to race as much as I can. I love your league, and you treat people fair, and you run a clean league, and I appreciate that. I'd be on more if it wasn't. I've got teenagers, so they're all about to graduate right now. And life's busy, so I'll get on here as much as I can. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, Greg. Congratulations, buddy, on your P3, and maybe next week we'll see you at Southern National, buddy.
Hope so.
All right, take
Thanks,
care.
Tanner.
Absolutely. There you have it. That's Greg Smith bringing home P3. Let's get Mr. Zach Murphy, Mr. Go-Go, Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Zach, like I stated on in the booth earlier, he's one of them drivers. It's go, 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 and I love that mentality because if, like I said, if he's in first place and there's a lap car half a straightaway ahead of him, he's trying to catch that lap car, and that's what you got to do. But anyway, Zach, this is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
So Zach, I've always noticed, buddy, whenever you come in here to these races, you don't ever hardly practice. You go out there, you do about 3 or 4 laps, and then you come out there and throw a qualifying lap down. You don't ever really, you qualify in the top 10 every time, but you never have to put it on the pole or anything like that. And then before you know it, every single race, you're always up near the front. Coming in tonight, how do you like your chances at Nashville?
Yeah, it's just the way timing works out for me for getting in here. I never really have much time to practice, but now I ran a few laps in practice, and the set felt a little loose, so I knew it was going to be, might be a little chaos tonight, which kind of played out the way I thought it would.
Yeah, so our normal setup builder wasn't able to get us a setup this week. So I'll be honest, Zach, I took this set. This is an official set that I had from last season. Threw a couple changes at it on my lunch break today, and I'm sorry, it was what it was. It actually, y'all raced really good with it. It was a little messy. Some of it was on the setup. I think some of it was on drivers getting a little eager with the apron. That don't matter, though. I mean, what matters is you're P2, currently leading the point standings. How you like your chances? I mean, you have like a 40-point lead right now, so you almost basically got it sealed up. You think you're going to bring home the championship this season?
Yeah, we're hoping to bring one to the Simcoe stable, but we'll see how it all plays out. It's been a pretty good season for us, a lot of top fives. Yeah, that apron, that thing was tricky tonight. It caught me early in the race, actually, and caused a caution. And then it kind of changed the things for me. I had to take a fast repair there, and then I had to play pretty much defense the rest of the race and just try to stay out of trouble.
So, Zach, we're heading to Southern National next week. Are you a fan of that track? Ooh, I hear that. And see, I'm the same way. I don't like Southern National.
Honestly, I like the track. It's just with these cars, it's always, just turns into some wrecks. But I like racing the track. It's a fun track. I'm a short track guy. I'd rather race bull rings than the mile tracks. So that'd be fun.
Well, there you have it. That's Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. iRACING shows him as 19, but 29 machine Zach Murphy brought it home P2, currently leading the points, and with Jason Day finishing 13, Zach Murphy finishing P2. It's looking like Zach Murphy's going to have him a free game or two from thebuttkicker.com at the end of the season.
Hopefully it all works out, and I'd just like to thank the guys at Simcoe, and I'll thank you guys for putting this on every week. It's a fun place to come out and race. It's Tuesday nights.
Absolutely, Zach. You got any other sponsors, anything you want to throw out there before I send you back over?
No, that's pretty much it. Just my guys over at Simcoe, we race these modifieds week in, week out, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for putting it on.
Absolutely, Zach. Well, like I told Greg, I enjoy calling y'all's races, whether it's me solo or with somebody up in the booth, and hope to see you next week at Southern National. Good run tonight.
Thanks. Have a good night.
There you have it. That's Mr. Zach Murphy. That's Mr. Go-Go. And he's always on the move, but another driver is always on the move. Mr. Ken Zeems, you grabbed the win tonight, buddy, in that 90 machine. This is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man. Yeah, I did. You thought I would. I didn't think I'd win tonight. But...
I told you I'm like a race whisperer. I'm telling you, I knew it. I mean, I knew you were just bound to get another win. I mean, that's win number 2, if I do recall, Ken. Correct?
Yeah, I think I won second race or the opener for points. I think it was the opener for points I won.
Yeah. So give a little peek behind the curtain. You missed a race due to computer issues, if I do recall, and as I pull up the points right now, you're still sitting 6 in the points, and you're not real far off from the top 3. So you still have a great chance at winning a game or two from the butt kicker if you continue with these strong finishes, especially having 2 drop weeks. But I'll kind of ask you the same question I asked them. Coming into Nashville, there's people that love this track, there's people that hate this track just because of the bumps. When you saw Nashville on the schedule, that was the next race. Did you like your chances coming here tonight?
Yeah, I like these kind of tracks, fast, and kind of gotta, you gotta drive them around. Like I said, a lot of bumps, and it's kind of loose a little bit on the start. And I don't know, man. I like this kind of stuff.
I see you started P5, so you didn't start behind the 8 ball too much. Going into the competition caution, did you play any strategy? I think you took 4 tires, correct?
I did. I'll tell you, the car was really good before the caution. Like, I didn't even know if I was going to take tires, but I figured everybody would. And I got tight after that, so Zach was coming, but I was just going to keep running it outside. So
If you watch the broadcast back, Ken, you'll notice that we compared you and Zach a little bit. We went into your cockpit and how smooth you was, and you could tell Zach he was really pushing the car. He was searching for speed, and I mean, you showed that consistent laps is better than sporadic laps. And I'm not saying Zach was sporadic, but you had just consistent lap times over and over and over. And I mean that propelled you to the win tonight, Ken. So congratulations on that. It's win number 2. Hope to see you back next week at Southern National. You got any sponsors or shout you want to throw out there before we send you back to your race team?
oh yeah, I got to thank Ryko Motorsports. Thank all my AppCar Esports teammates. Thank Matt and Russ for racing tonight. We had fun as usual, and I thank my wife. She lets me do this a lot, so she doesn't complain at all. I thank her too. Thank you guys for doing this. There's not a lot of modified leagues out there, so appreciate you guys doing this. So it gives us a place to race.
Well, Ken, I tell you what, if y'all keep coming, we'll keep putting them on, and y'all keep on putting on the shows you put on each and every week. I mean, the top 5 here that finishes top 5 majority of the weeks. There's so much talent out there. I mean, y'all have so much talent in these modifieds that I come out here and I'd look silly. So I'm just gonna stay up here. I'm gonna run my mouth in the booth, and I'll be cheering y'all on the sidelines.
Like I said, we appreciate it, man. Yeah, you get to know these guys. You race, with them a lot and stuff, and like I said, I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, Ken. Well, there you have it. That's race winner Ken Zeems. Ken, I hope to see you next week at Southern National. Until then, celebrate your win, and without a doubt, if you come next week, you'll be starting in the back. But I have faith in you that you can get back up near the front.
Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Thank you, Ken. Have a good night.
You got it, man. See you.
All right, folks, there you have it. That was Mr. Ken Zeems. He got him win number 2. Missed a race this season already. Kind of put him in a points hole just a tiny bit. But luckily for him, we do offer 2 drop weeks over here at Crooked Line Racing. Other than that, it's been Tanner Marr up in the booth. I apologize for the solo commentary tonight. Like I said, I found out at 7:30 we didn't have a broadcaster, so I decided to just wing it and go solo tonight. I'm not sure how it turned out. It's really hard to sit here and talk for an hour and a half just talking to yourself. I did the best I could with it. I actually got Scotty Stevens up in the booth with me right now. He provided race control with me. Before we sign off, Scotty Stevens, final thoughts on the race tonight?
Well, I think the track won. Ken Zeems might have beat the competition, but Nashville definitely beat the competition. That apron was rough for most of these guys.
Yeah, so I noticed that the guys that were diamond in the corner, sometimes they would bite off too much than they could chew. And if you clip that apron at all here with that left front, it seemed like it sent everybody around. I didn't see nobody clip the apron and survive it. And I tell you another thing that won here at Nashville, Scotty, that backstretch wall. How many cars did we see flip off that backstretch wall tonight?
Quite a few, and it all comes down to that apron. If you touch that apron just a little bit and you try to save it, it's sending you right up to the wall. You're super loose and it tightens up real fast, and that's kind of what happened.
Yes, sir. I mean, y'all saw it firsthand. I mean, you bounce off that wall, you hit that apron, it takes you up to the wall. You're either gonna get pancaked to the wall, or it's gonna shoot you off like a pinball, and then next thing you know, you're looking at the moon. But yep, that's the way it goes. That's Nashville Fairgrounds. It's a great track, bumpy track, a very historical track. And for now, it's been Ken Zeems. He got him a victory tonight. Put it in victory lane. You got Ken Zeems, Zach Murphy, Greg Smith, then Tommy Dunn and Joshua Sexton. That's rounding out your top 5. But like I said earlier, it's been Tanner and Mar in the booth. We thank y'all for viewing. We hope to keep y'all around whenever we live stream from Five Kings. Normally we won't be doing broadcast races like this with us up in the booth. Normally we're on the track. Other than that, I gotta say thank y'all. We will see y'all next week at Southern National. And if you could, give 5 Kings Motorsports a like on Facebook. Don't forget to use promo code 5Kings whenever you go to thebuttkicker.com or McConeySetupShop.com. That'll get you 20% off your butt kicker order, or it'll get you 10% off your McConey Setup Shop setup that you order from them. And then Michael Falk over at MF Racing Designs, he does all our team paint schemes. You mention one of our drivers or 5 Kings Motorsports, get you $10 off a paint scheme right there. And then also BAM Racing Videos, he's Brandon Metler, travels all these local short tracks, handles and covers some of the biggest events there is in real life racing. So give him a follow and a subscribe on YouTube if you need some real life racing fix. And until then, we'll see you next time at Southern